Thank you so much for staying tuned to TMI. Yes, that was a fellowship with Rock of Ages Christian Assembly International. I am Pastor Charles Osazuwa delivering the word to keep you spiritually inclined, to keep you connected to divinity. It's that time for us to start off with this discussion, and it's all about the primaries that will take place next month. Yeah, next month starts from tomorrow, so to speak. Yeah, June. And you get to, you have so many complaints. One talk about direct, other talk about indirect. We get to hear also political party where they are saying, don't zone it to this senatorial district. Everybody's have equal right to go purchase form. It's like it's quoting across both. It's like the main focus right now is what is going on in the ruling party. Once you get to have disagreement over method of primaries, violence is somewhere lurking around the corner. So what do you think the militia group allegedly now on the ground, what do you think they're planning to do? People are talking about electoral violence, coordinate. How can we prevent it in Edo State from happening, knowing fully well that we have factions here and there in political parties? With me here in the studio to do justice to this discourse, I have an entrepreneur, a political analyst. They are both vibrant youths, but I'll have some introduction by introducing Festus Amoifo. Welcome to This Morning on ITV.
Thank you, Wilson.
I appreciate your coming.
Thank you, Wilson.
All right. So very close to him is yet another vibrant youth. Yeah, a leader. Talking about youths, so don't misquote me. Join me to welcome Stanley Usaze. Stan, welcome to TMI.
Thank you very much for having me, Wilson.
All right.
You as at home, thank you as well.
Now, first off, let's start from this perspective. It's been ongoing about the battle, the tussle between the method of primaries that the Senate political party wants to adopt. It has led to talks, led to fracas, led to statement, and now, according to unconfirmed report that the militia arm, so to speak, right now, they are waiting by the corner, waiting to carry out the instructions of their masters. We want to take a look at Edo 2020 primaries, curbing electoral violence. How do you feel about this?
Well, first of all, I want to appeal to Mr. President, Muhammadu Buhari, to actually really come into this matter. If we have a leader that is leading a ship and people are tossing him up and down, it is time for the president to intervene in the political arena in Edo State, because APC is ruling Edo State, and APC is the governor of Edo State, and APC is the president of Nigeria. It is time for Mr. President to really switch into action, not to let what happened in Zamfara and other states in Nigeria to happen in Edo State. It's going to be a very big pity. It's going to be a sad thing if what happened in other states happened in Edo State, because Edo State is a unique state. It's a transit point for so many states in Nigeria. What we are seeing unfolding is just a matter of some person's interest. They are not having the interest of the people of Edo State. It's just for some person's interest to destabilize what is happening, the good work that is happening in Edo State. If you ask me, we are talking about direct primary, indirect primaries. If you look at most of the primaries in Nigeria, even the one of the president, it's always indirect primaries. But you know, some persons, when they want to cause confusions, they will say it's direct primaries. Indirect primaries is most being conducted in APC across the globe of Nigeria. And the direct primaries, because it was conducted in Lagos, Ambode himself, because of the kind of kabad, the jagabar, he knows that the whole party, they can go arrange people from Ogun State, from neighboring countries, neighboring states, to come and support in direct primaries. But in Edo State, let us look, what has this man actually done? Go to Obaseki. If we said this man is not carrying the party along, I'm a party man. I'm a party man. Most of us who know what money takes, who know what business takes, 2 or 3 people in Edo State were sitting on top of the revenue of the state. And the man said, no, I will not allow that. I will not allow that. If Mr. A have ruled and you have your 30s of ruling, Mr. B comes in and said, no, I will not allow that. If you can remember, some few years ago, Ego was owing so many mobs, almost 2 years salary for the workers' wages. Almost all the local governments in Edo State was owing, but today it's only few local government that is dragging to get salary.
From the way you're sounding right now, you've already taken a stand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we're talking about curbing electoral violence. Stan, you heard him. He has expressed his own opinion and views where he was giving his opening statement on this particular issue. There is this unconfirmed report about militia standing by the corner, waiting just to hear the whistle for everything to go ablaze right now, in quotes. Take it up from there.
Zamfara, Rivers, and other states would be a tip of the iceberg compared to what will happen in Edo State if Mr. President fails to intervene. The truth of the matter is that we have a state where we have more enlightened persons, not on the basis of education alone, but on the basis of politics. You agree to the fact that both intellectuals and non-intellectuals, those from within the formal and informal sector of education, are interested in politics in Edo State. The level of political awakening in Edo State is very, very high. So if the Mr. President fails to intervene right now, certainly every individual will do everything humanly possible to ensure that their interest prevails over the interest of those who are having an opposing view from theirs. But very firstly, the idea of, I believe that these elections, there will be no single violence. But the truth is this, there is separate interest group trying to drive home their point. Now let's look at the historical antecedent of elections in Edo State. And let's look at primary elections as conducted in Edo State, vis-a-vis the various political parties. In Edo State, the People's Democratic Party ruled from 1999 to about 2007. From within the range of 1999 to 2007, Lucky Igbinedion, who was the governor, got the ticket of the party through an indirect primaries. Then during his second term, he got the right to first refusal, despite the fact that primary was conducted, but we all know that that primary was designed in a way and manner that would be favorable to the incumbent. At the end of the day, he completed his tenure. And Amoshobole came in under the auspices of the All Progressive Congress. An indirect primary was conducted, and Amoshobole got the ticket. In his second term, the right to first refusal was granted, with no primary was organized, but at the end of the day, he won and returned back for the second time. Obaseki came in through indirect primaries in his first term. As we speak today, because of the fact that there are divergent views in terms of the administrative protocol or procedure, some group of selected persons who have an interest separately from the collective interest of everyone decided to say, no, we want to adopt a direct primary system. Now, if you look at the constitution of the All Progressive Congress, the consensus candidature is allowed, direct primary is allowed, indirect primary is allowed. But outside this, you have to look at the feasibility, the possibility of this kind of primaries. The point is this: how will direct primary really functions in Edo State? Now, as we speak, nobody anywhere can boast of a comprehensive register of the All Progressive Congress in Edo State.
We are coming to that.
Yes.
We are coming to that. We are coming to that because
now, in the area of the violence that you were talking about, I don't think, although if there are some disgruntled elements that want to engage themselves in violence, that is theirs. But to some of us, we strongly believe that the elections that will take place in Edo State here must be based on real issue. I really wonder why the APC is the ruling party in Edo State, and at the same time the APC becomes the opposition. What is really the matter? What is the problem? The truth of the matter is, if we have to adjudge this government on the basis of financial distribution, political gratification, honorarium, as the case may be, management of political party structure to satisfy the goals and aspirations of politicians, I can say the government scores 0. But when it comes to the issue of infrastructural development, community development in line with population density, let's be sincere to ourselves, we'll give this government an accolade. Okay. Even Comrade Stanley Osazeda that is talking, I am an aggrieved APC member. I won't dispute that. But being aggrieved should not deprive me from saying the actual truth. You want to the fact that on your media here, I have always dispensed this kind of information. So let's tell ourselves the truth.
Okay.
As far as we are concerned in Edo State, decorum, sir. As far as we are concerned in Edo State, this administration, since it has functioned well, why not all party member comes into the negotiation table for us to discuss? Okay. The idea of ganging up, creating a structural political mechanism to bring down an administration, all because of the fact that we are not satisfied with the honorarium process, although we have a right whatsoever as a politician to benefit from the government. We did all we could to bring it to power. Okay. But at the end of the day, that should not compromise the overall interest and collective destiny.
Thank you, Stan. I will come back to you. I know you have so much to say. Now, he raised the point that I want to dive into. Now, you have, according to what he said, though it's unconfirmed that we don't have a standard register for the APC.
It's confirmed.
That is like nobody knows. Okay, it's confirmed because both of you are party men. You don't know which register to follow. Don't think that can brew violence. Maybe now I'm a member, Calcutta member. I just come around to exercise my franchise. All of a sudden, my name isn't there. Don't think that can spark up a reaction. How can we rectify this?
First of all, if you view APC constitution, the registration of every member is supposed to be reviewed every 6 months. I tell you, I play my politics in Obia Southwest, precisely Udo Ward. And I know that I've been there for the past 6 years now. And since that time, since that 6 years, even the last governorship election of Obaseki, I think few weeks or few months before that time, there was a review to the registration of members. But since that time, we've not gotten to something like that. What these people are just planning, we all know it. They want to have people from Delta State, from Ondo State.
Do you have proof of that?
Yes, of course, we have proof of that.
Do you have proof of that?
Of course.
In video, audio, because it's going to Latina. I want you to please that.
When we are going, ITV will be seeing videos. They will play enough videos for Edo people. We have proof of that. We have proof of their meetings. We have proof of bringing people from other states to come and do direct primaries.
Your own opinion.
That is why we are calling on Mr. President to intervene in this matter. If you want to ask me, how do you know a popular candidate? It's not by primary, a party primary. It is when the Uselu market woman participates in an election. Then Ogida market woman, New Benin market woman, Electoral market woman participate in a general election. That's when you know a popular candidate. You cannot know a popular candidate by primaries because money can roll. This governor is not loyal to a particular man, can cause him not to get the ticket. This governor is not giving out money, can cause him not to get a ticket. But if you say we have a popular candidate, go and contest in any SDP or any of the political party and let us see your popularity. These people who are trying to devoid APC, we know them. They are our leaders. But we are appealing, I'm appealing to them this morning in the name of God, in the name of Jesus Christ, to let us have peace, let us come together. This man, myself speaking, I'm a party man. I spent for APC. Everybody knows. I've contested so many times. I've not gotten it. I didn't kill anybody. I've asked for so many appointments. I didn't get it. I didn't kill anybody. It's just patience. Let us all be patient. The reason why most of these politicians are always body out is that let us have a primary business. If your political life does not work, your primary business can give you money or give you feeding for your children. Let us not take politics as #1 business in our lives. And that is the issue we have in Edo State, the issue we have in Nigeria today. If we cannot get opportunity to get there, we say we will destroy the system.
Okay. Now, still talking about register, from what you said, it's like confirmed according to you that your party do not have a confirmed register. Now, if that is not available, are you probably ready for these primaries, whether direct or indirect?
No, let me.
Where would the names come out from?
Good. It's very easy. Now, I will just give me time to explain to you.
Okay.
Now, the direct primaries that we are talking about, first, since you don't have an up-to-date register, because whether we like it or not, there is a faction in APC in Edo State. Tell Mr. A to bring his, you see, a separate register contrary to the existing. Tell Mr. B to see contrary register separate from the existing. Tell from the national to bring, they will bring separate one. Now, the point is this. Which kind of direct primary are you conducting? Is it a direct primary that they will say, okay, Mr. Stanley, yes, let me check your name. The way normal election is being done. Yes, your name is here, you have been accredited votes. Is that kind of direct, is it the kind of direct primary that they are calling for? No.
What about indirect primaries? Because we're talking about register right now.
I will go there. Now, they will just, okay, as we speak, cards, APC party cards, that I as well can print from the computer center. Exactly. It's already in outside quarters. It's everywhere. If you want, I can take you there now to go and bring more than 30%.
Your own opinion, because it's all confirmed.
No, it's confirmed. You be forcing me.
I can give you 1,000 from the street.
You should not be forcing me. I'm telling you what I know. So
it's everywhere.
Now, if we, the goal is this: you just stay on the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has been done. No. Now, what indirect primary? Some persons believe that when you are conducting indirect primary, you are going to stop everybody at the Ogo Stadium, or in a bid to create transparency. No. Direct primary can easily be rigged. In fact, result is already available before the primary election. Believe it.
You don't know that.
Yes, I'm a member of
you don't know that.
You don't know that, not me. You don't know that, not me. I'm a member of APC. You don't know, not me. I'm telling you now, since you are not aware.
So for what you're saying, the result
is there for direct primary already.
Direct or indirect?
Yes, direct is already.
But you don't prove of that.
Yes. Yes, if you challenge me, I'll make proof. Now let's go to the indirect primary. Let's make it clear so that people will understand. We want to make it explicit. Now, in your ward, in every ward across the 192 wards in Edo State, under the 18 local government, you have 21 ESCOs.
26.
Yes, sorry, 26 ESCO. From within the 26 ESCO, you have 13 principal officers in the entire ESCO. Now, in every ward, you provide 13 core principal officers whose names and address is available with every Progressive Congress member across the country. It's in the register in Abuja. The ESCOs in Edo State, their names are there. 13 per ward. Now you take a policeman who will monitor the event. One, you also agree to the fact that the coronavirus pandemic that we have in Edo State today, or across the world as the case may be, have a principle. We simply state that no more than 20 persons should not be in a specific environment. When you add the policeman to the 13 persons, how many do you have there? That's 14. Then let's say 3 aspirants. As of today in Edo State, we have Governor Baseki has 1 aspirant, his representative will be there. The second one, Matthew who is his representative will be there. Pastor Sage his representative will be there, which is 3. Add the 3 to the 14 that you are having on ground, you already have 17 persons. INEC official, added to it, you have 18 persons. Then, what else? You have been able to organize a direct primary elections across the world without getting up to 20 persons on ground. And now we all agree as a politicians in the past, because the governor came out publicly to say, I am not a politician. And we all agree to the fact that he has no structure. He controls nothing in the party. I'm asking a simple question. Why are we not afraid of the same indirect primary election that we believe we controls the party structure in the state? Now, within that trade, when such elections is conducted, it cannot be rigged. If Wotwik Obawaka, who happens to be my ward, produces results of 14 persons, whether we are expecting 13, that result is null and void. All what we are clamoring for, whether Obaseki gets the ticket or not, whether Isiabu gets the ticket or not, whether Udoekeme gets the ticket or not, we want transparency and accountability.
Okay.
We want a primary that will reflect the yearnings and aspirations of Edo people, that will reflect the yearnings and aspirations of members of the Progressive Congress, and not on the basis of the fact that some group of selected elements who believe that the goal is, I must topple this administration, whether hook or crook, we must achieve it. If that is the point.
Okay, Stan. All right, Stan. I just want to pause you there because I have so much question emanating from what you just said. Now, you talked about the COVID-19 pandemic, as at yesterday, Benue State conducted a local government election. We're talking about Benue as a state, talking about millions of persons. Though it was boycotted by APC, but the election took place. And from what they said, the rules and regulation governing the fight against COVID-19 was adhered to. You vote and, of course, you leave. If that can happen in Benue State, Festus, don't you think that that can happen in Edo State? Why the fear of the direct primaries? We'll talk about COVID-19. Don't forget that other countries also, they conducted their own election. Take it up from there.
Well, of course, it can happen in Edo State if we actually conduct direct primaries. We are not, as for me, for the person I'm supporting, I'm not afraid of the both elections. If you come with direct primaries, we are there. I believe.
Because that seems to be the bone of contention right now. And the unconfirmed militias, they are waiting.
If you confirm the indirect primaries, we are there. But because of the sake of the people of Edo State, if you go to my village, Udu, where I came from, if you're on the street of Udu, how many people are using face masks? I even came with the face mask just now. I know that it's not so ideal to have a face mask for a very long period of time, but it's okay, but it's good to use it when you are in a large public. But in that election, the direct primary is going to look like a general election. And we know that the general election is coming. Yes, there will be a lot of doctors, nurses will be organized for the general election. But let us get there first. Let's do the indirect primary first. If you look at the population of people in APC that are yearning for indirect primaries, are very, very much. It's even larger than the crowd of people that are saying we need direct primary. If we have to vote for that, say let's vote from 18 local governments, say bring 2% to vote for, is it going to be indirect primary or direct primaries? People will vote for indirect primary because if you look at the election across Nigeria, indirect primaries have taken 95% of it. Most of the governors, even Kaduna State governor, it was indirect primaries. Most governors, most APC governors.
But in Lagos State, it was direct.
Only Lagos, because of Dagaban.
It was direct.
Yes,
Lagos, and the candidates.
Dagaban have a good relationship with our national chairman, Adam Soshomole. They are 5 and 6. They are twins. They are twins. They are semi-twins. They think that what they did in Lagos State, they come and do it in Edo State. It's not going to be possible. This is a place where we have one number. In Lagos State, there are so many numbers.
Hold on.
What happened in Lagos cannot happen in Edo State.
Hold on, start. Now, from the way you are sounding right now on air, you could see this anger. Now, since you have this emotion, what about the unconfirmed militias on the ground waiting?
Okay.
How do we check that? Because we're about curbing electoral violence, because it's next month here. Talking about the Edo State, the primaries.
Okay.
Since you're speaking like this, I don't think that tempers already up there.
When you say electoral violence, it's not only by shooting gun. In fact, the world is facing third world war now without even shooting a gun. That is the coronavirus pandemic. And I want to ask a simple question. What is the testing capacity of Benue State?
Okay.
You know there are some persons who might have coronavirus, the symptoms will not be showing. Now, how many persons have been confirmed of having coronavirus in Benue State when compared to what we have in Edo State? In fact, as far as we are concerned in the country, I think Edo State is about how many in the list. I have it on my details. As we speak, Edo State is plagued by this pandemic seriously when compared to so many states in the country. And what is the testing capacity of Benue State compared to the testing capacity of Edo State? Because of the fact that people have not been tested properly in Benue State, does not necessarily mean that virus carriers are not there. So when people do it, you must put all these factors into consideration. Again, I don't know if there are any militias anywhere, but to me, I strongly believe that what we are supposed to be done, what ought to be done should be done very well. Now, let's domesticate what we want as far as we are concerned, as far as the Progressive Congress in Edo State is concerned. First, you agree to the fact that in a direct primaries, of which nobody is afraid of it. Now the question is, what is the mode of the direct primaries? Who and who? Like, if you want to do a direct primary with the previous register of 2014, my name is there because we formed the PC in Edo State. But I want to ask a question: how many persons, new members who are members of the Progressive Congress, have their name in the 2014 list? which is the most comprehensive list that your Progressive Congress has. You could recall that the last election did in Edo State.
6 years ago,
Yes.
is the most comprehensive.
Yes.
We're talking about 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 26 years.
Yes, so 22
You mean
years.
it has not been updated? Right
No,
now.
yes. You can find out.
That is your own opinion, because 4.5 billion that they are not updated.
You listen. The updated data that you are talking about now is an updated data from an interest group. Let's give a classical example. When you say All Progressive Congress, you are talking about the party secretariat in Edo State providing a document. But in a situation where you have one parading himself as a state chairman, the other parading himself as the state chairman, and you tell them, bring your register. Certainly the board can bring that register. Can you use such a conflicting register to conduct a primary elections in the state? The answer is no. Now let me tell you the simple truth. Winston, believe you me, as a party man, I have said it before now, there is no way people like us will decamp away from our party to other party because of the fact that who we are supporting didn't get the ticket, as the case may be. No! But the point is, it must be done rightly. It must be free, it must be fair, and it must be credible. If anybody is imposed on the people against the views of those of us who happen to be party faithful, believe you me, no matter the rigging machine, we will resist it. We have been taught.
Here we go again, we will resist it. Yeah. That's what the violence will come up. How do we come up?
Now, what is resistance? When we talk about resistance, the Romans feared the pain more than the barrier of a gun. As intelligent as some of us are, there is no way we can adopt the violence option in addressing problems. But certainly, now let's compare, let me not allege, but you look at the comrade governor, Adam Soshomole. He's not a violent man, but he's trying as much as possible to push for his interest through activism, through pressure, through strongness, even through protest, as the case may be. So certainly, we learn from his academics. Certainly, we have adopted strategy and we vehemently resist. So when we say resistance, does not necessarily mean that we are going to resort to cock and bull story, creating negativity in the society. So as we speak, regardless of who gets the ticket, now we already have 3 candidate aspirants running for the elections. Let the point still remains. The only way we can have a transparent, free, fair, and credible primary elections is for us all to adopt an indirect primaries that cannot be rigged.
All right.
If you are popular, go to your ward and tell your delegates to vote who you want.
Exactly.
Let the delegates in turn reflect your views and opinion. The idea of gathering people, creating unnecessary result elections that cannot reflect the true result, it's
our time
accepted.
Our time is up. Our time is up. You, as you can see, the tension already in
this program is not balanced.
Not to worry. Not to worry. We have other persons to really talk, because we spent close 30 minutes already here. I told you guys before, we have to split into 2 equal parts. We have others waiting outside to share their own opinions about COVID-19, because you talked about that. Okay, so you're going to use 1 minute each to summarize. But if you can already feel the pause, the anger, the tension in your voices, and we're talking about curbing electoral violence, primaries, what advice do you have for the factions in your party in 1 minute?
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilson. I want to use this media to please beg the leadership of APC in Edo State to please, especially our national chairman, Comrade Adam Soshomole, I want to use this media to beg him to please sheathe his sword. Even a blind man can see all what is happening in Edo State already. I want to also use this media to call on Mr. President to please come into the issue of the direct and indirect primaries in Edo State. Mr. President, you remember you have to tell your Muslim brothers to stay at home, that you will stay in your Aso Rock during the Muslim festivity.
Right.
You can also use the same mode to say
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Festus Agboinfo. I appreciate your wonderful analysis. Stan, 1 minute.
Good. For those of us who are aggrieved, which I am part of, regardless of our anger, because of the fact that we agree to the fact that the government did not satisfy our quest for stomach infrastructure, but because there are progress in terms of development, please, let us shield our sword, let us give the government some chance after finishing answering the quest and interest of Edo people.
All right.
We, the politicians, will benefit, but let's wait for the betterment of the people first,
Okay.
before our stomach.
Thank you so much, Stan. I appreciate your wonderful analysis. Well, you've heard them, but with the tempo here in the studio, we just hope and pray seriously that it will go peacefully. Say no to electoral violence, whether direct or indirect. Right now, they talked about 2 registers as well. They are party men. I don't know what they're really talking about, but we can go out there and verify and find out. But we just want peace in Edo State. Gentlemen, thank you once more for coming on today's show.
Thank you so much.
Is it possible to live with COVID-19? That is our next point of call in the next discussion segment, because vaccine, according to report, is not forthcoming. It may take years for vaccines to be produced, but life, they say, must go on. How do we achieve this? We'll be right back. Do stay tuned.